Hello! Welcome back to lesson number 2 about breathing, and also this time about breathing and being a vocal athlete. I am Jonathan Morgan Jenkins, your vocal warrior, from www.vocaltrainingwarrior.com. Last time we were together, we talked about breathing. Let's do those exercises again. Remember, from the belly. Nice and deep. That's the only way we want it. If you've been working hard, like I asked you to, you shouldn't be breathing like this anymore or very seldom. Remember, you must go through your day, wherever you are, in whatever circumstance, and try to remember to breathe this. You can be sitting in a meeting, in an executive meeting, and breathing like this. Everybody do it again. Great. Okay, today what we're going to do is we're going to take this deep breathing and we're going to change gears a little bit and turn it into how to be an athlete and breathe right, which will relate to being a musician and breathing right. I had a young man that came to me. He was about 20 years old about a year ago, referred to me by a local rock promoting manager who has referred some other clients to me. He is the lead singer of a young rock band, and he's a tenor. But the problem with him was he had this natural instrument, but he had no air going through his instrument because he had no idea how to control his airflow and how to sing correctly. So he had his proverbial veins sticking out of the neck, red face on his high notes and all that. And I began to tell him how much I could help him if he studied with me. But then he began to say this thing about, I like to go on stage and have a couple beers and sing, and it makes me feel relaxed. And I said to him, well, you look like a nice athletic young man. Were you on any sporting teams at high school? And he said, oh, by the way, I was on the wrestling team. Now that's a very strenuous sport. And I said to him, okay, did you have a couple beers before the tournament? And he thought I was like an idiot because I asked such a question. I said, well, you're going up on stage, you're being very physical, you may even be more physical than you are wrestling in a tournament, and you have a couple beers so that you can perform better. Does that make any sense to you? And as his mouth dropped and the manager's mouth dropped, they finally got the message that really wasn't a good idea. So this is true, that it's not only just how we breathe, but it's also understanding that we have to have a mindset as musicians, i.e. singers, speakers, and actors, that we're going out on the stage, or we're going whatever we're doing, and we're performing for physical. We have to be thinking correctly. We have to have enough oxygen. Have to have that to make our body function right and perform our duties. I ride a bicycle almost every day. Before I learned this, when I was doing this kind of breathing, I would start hyperventilating eventually because my body was needing all this oxygen that I was burning, but I was not giving it because I was breathing incorrectly. Now when I get out, I do these very slow, deep breaths like we've been practicing. I don't have any problems. I don't have any hyperventilation problems, and my stamina and my distance has definitely increased through the years just by being able to breathe correctly. So my thought for today, not only to keep learning how to breathe correctly, but I also want all of you to remember that when you're out there being an athlete, hitting that tennis ball, swinging that bat, running, whatever you do, you should be also breathing correctly to get oxygen into your body to be healthy. You might want to look at my blog where I just did an article. I'm doing a series of articles on oxygen, and that is www.vocaltrainingwarrior.blogspot.com. And sign up to that blog. I update it once a week, and you can get free information there. But for our purposes again today, let's start thinking like athletes. If you are overweight, start thinking about not just a diet, but a lifestyle change. Because if you're overweight and you're up singing, speaking, or acting, you can't have the physical stamina that you need to be effective. You just can't do it. You're going to be huffing and puffing and all this stuff. Learn. Treat your body right, and your body will reward you. And if you're doing anything like speaking, singing, or acting, your stamina will increase. So breathe right, get the oxygen, get into an exercise program, and don't think like this young man, hey, I'm going to go out on the stage and drink a couple beers and feel cool. You know, those days got to be over. We got to have our senses about it. So for now, be sure to look at my website, www.vocaltrainingwarrior.com, and buy my ebook, Singing and Speaking on the Edge of a Grunt. It's now, this month, only $27. I've cut my rates down due to the popularity and the demand for the book. Don't forget to buy my book, and we'll see you next time at vocaltrainingwarrior.com.